right, let's get going.
Starting with the curse word.
Here we go.
One more again.
Bleep. You guys ready? We're here. All right, guys.
We here.
Welcome to another episode of the Backline Podcast. I'm your host, Chief Redbeard. Hey, or Billy, whatever you want to call me. And I've got two guys with me that are not in the room. Who are you guys?
I don't have the same screen you do.
Okay, I don't know which one I'm pointing.
One of you.
I'm Nico. How's it going?
Oh, are you?
Welcome to the professional podcast.
Yes, I'm Will Bob.
Wait, on my screen though, he was pointing the right way.
I'm
Wait, what?
far right on my. You're middle. Daniel's left.
So I'm far right on my screen.
See, it's
Yeah,
Daniel,
we're trying to work this out
Nico,
here, guys.
Billy. So as you guys can tell, we are obviously fully remote now at this point, and we'll get through it together.
On our screen, if we had 6 more people, we could be the Brady Bunch.
Woo! So today's episode, we've got a lot going for you. Really hope you guys get to enjoy it. We've got a funny story to start out with. We've got something about a band melting down during the crises. And we're going to talk about Doom a little bit, and amongst other things. So first off, I want to say thank you for everybody for sharing, liking, commenting on our episodes. We really, really do appreciate it. You guys could keep it up. It really goes a long way to help us out. Also, remember right now, episodes are at 6 a.m. while this whole thing is going on. So that way, if you got to start early in the morning, you can get started early every Wednesday at 6 a.m. with the Backline Podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and pretty much every major platform out there.
Check it out, dude.
Welcome.
Oh, I was gonna say, dude, we're not using the Discord because you're using your webcam on your laptop.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not going to see it because we have the other camera setting up. That's just so we can see each other. Your head looks so big. It's amazing. I just want to let you know. And your face matches your shirt, which is impressive. Just a heads up. I guess my hat matches my skin. I don't know. But, dude,
Don't get embarrassed, Billy.
I haven't lived in the sticks in a long time. Do you guys... Wait, Daniel, do you live in the... Where do you live? Like suburban?
In the city.
Urban. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
So you don't deal with like a lot of bugs and stuff in your area?
Not really, no.
No.
Well, that's good. That's Billy? Because you're kind of out there a little bit.
I've got some
foliage.
bugs that come through. Summertime, spiders are crawling all through my house. It's pretty tight.
Yeah, what do you like? Set up a perimeter of like a spider killer, like around your house?
Yeah, pretty much. I try.
Yeah.
See if it helps.
We haven't gotten there yet. So I woke up. Well, I was having a bad dream in the first place, and then I woke up and there was a beetle on my cheek, just like chilling. And it was
Wow.
How big
God.
was it? It wasn't small, dude. It wasn't small. It freaked me. It was probably like half the size of my nose. That's not a good increment.
Was your nightmare involving something on your face?
That's a good question. You know how you forget, but it definitely correlated somehow. And then I just like wake up, I wake up and I realize I feel this like this tickle, and I immediately, you just like get the heebie-jeebies and you start spazzing the fuck out. And it's like 4 a.m. and Allison has to be up for work in like an hour or so. And she's like, "What?"
She's feeling you shaking the bed.
Dude, I jumped up so fast, I was just in my boxers, and I'm just like flailing my shoe over my head, just like, kill them all, burn the fucking house down, dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was terrible. And then she was like, "What was it?" I was like, "I think it was a spider, but like I couldn't see very well. I have really bad nighttime vision." And she was like, "Well, why don't you just come to bed?" I'm like, "Are you fucking no? Absolutely no.
You're
no,
one of
no.
them.
I'm not going to bed when there's some giant monster just hiding underneath my bed, waiting for me to go to sleep, so it could crevice inside my mouth, dude." So we just pulled the mattress out, and
At 4 a.m, you did all this. Jeez.
yeah, dude, there's no way. I was either gonna do that, I was gonna burn the house down, or I was gonna drive away and sleep in my car, because I cannot sleep when something's been on my face and I can't find it. And so luckily we pulled it back and we found. I was like, okay, it's not a spider. For some reason, that's way more intimidating. For some reason, it's still a
For
bug.
sure.
Like,
it's a spider.
Well, I mean,
I guess
it could have poisons, venoms.
But a beetle, for some reason, you see it looks like slow and dumpy. And it's like, shut up, dude, you ain't shit. But you see a spider, and it's terrifying. Just the way, I don't know, it's like symmetrical. It's very strange. It looks
I
like
mean,
a
from
hand.
my knowledge, beetles aren't poisonous and stuff or venomous.
Right? I don't know,
Yeah,
but
so you couldn't die from a beetle by needless.
No, I
say,
definitely could go into
or a
cardiac
spider,
arrest, dude. If that happens again, I'm definitely dying, because it's
No.
my heart is going to give out. There's no way I can
That's
take
on
that.
you.
Yeah, that's true. It's horrible. But luckily we found it. We smashed it. I'm sorry. We let it outside. And yeah,
okay. Yeah.
that was a good. But then I still slept on the couch because I was like, no, I'm fine. I like the couch.
Wow.
It's nice and cool down there.
Jeez.
I'm good. So I don't handle situations with bugs popping up for some reason. But if I see them on the street or wherever I am, I don't really mind them too much. But something about them just like popping up, it's a little disturbing.
It's your safe
That I
place. That's where you sleep. It's your safe
That's
place.
Yeah.
that's probably a part of it. I guess now I got to go around the house with some sort of repellent and kind of get on that. I guess it's almost April, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've had so before I finally moved out of my parents. I don't know if you guys remember, but I lived in a house where I was in the basement of the house, and that basement let so much shit in because it was a concrete, basement under there. It was unfinished. There was nothing there, but there was enough bedrooms for me. So that's what I took. And I just remember like either waking up or just like looking at the wall and there's like centipedes and shit crawling
Oh.
up the wall.
oh
And
my
so
God.
every night going to bed, I'm like, I'm just gonna have to get over it. I'm just gonna have to like. Luckily back then, that was days of like going out to the bar and getting completely hammered. So then I wouldn't think about it when I got home. But that was terrifying
You
to
cuddle
constantly
with
see
one
that.
when-
So anytime I woke up, I'm like, my ear would itch or something. I'm like, something crawled in my fucking ear. I'm fucked.
Dude, I love that basement though. That you had a bit of a trade off there with the insect situation because
Right.
you had just like an open floor, unfinished. But I really like that room for some reason. It almost reminded me of like a studio apartment, but with bugs.
Dude, it
and
was a great
underground.
hangout spot. Actually, funny story. One time, I actually called while standing on top of my couch. This was, I think, before you started hanging out. There was, I don't know if you remember, but off in the corner, because I had the kind of sectional when you were coming into the basement. But before that, I had like these flowery type couches and stuff there. They were like pink, red kind of thing. Anyways, I remember standing on top of these couches, and I called Travis, and I think Daniel was with them. And I was freaking out because there was a fucking lizard crawling around in my basement, and I was
Oh,
not going to
yeah.
touch that damn thing. So I had to call them to come over and get this lizard out of my fucking basement.
I remember you calling now. We were driving around somewhere already,
Yeah.
and we were like on the other side of town, and we get a phone call of you freaking the fuck out, and I hear, I think, we're in the car, so you're playing through the speakers, and I'm hearing you freak out, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Dude, I was losing my mind, and I was like, I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. Like, I don't, I'm pulling out like Home Depot garden gloves and shit. And I'm like, we're
So
just going to grab
lizards weirded you out? Like,
dude, it was a tiny.
We couldn't even find it, could we?
Dude, no, I don't think we could. I think it was
No,
just
yeah.
like, or maybe
Like
we
we got
found it
there.
because it was
No, I think
behind
we
my
got
dresser.
there, and you were freaking out. We dug through everything, pulled everything out, just kept looking everywhere. And I think it just like slipped through a crack or something and disappeared. And yeah, we were just kind of
Dude,
like,
it
we
freaked
don't
me
know.
the hell out. So that's kind of funny. And then it happened to me again at my my house that Lauren and I first lived in that we rented, and there was another lizard there, but I think she called her dad or something. But I thought I would.
what?
Yeah, like I could have gotten
Why?
it, but like I don't know
Oh
what it
my
was.
God.
Dude, I just wouldn't
Th-
touch it. Even with the glove, it just like freaked me out to touch something like that.
I'm not
And
trying
then
to
on
seem
top
like
of
a
that, they're
hypocrite.
super fast.
No, I'm not trying to seem like a hypocrite because obviously bugs freak me out. But that's when they're on my face and I'm sleeping, Billy. You saw one on the ground. Just
Yep.
scoop it up.
Not
and
touching it.
Put
Not
it
touching
out.
it. I refuse
Put
to
that
touch
bitch
it.
on the fryer.
If it
Yeah,
is
I-
not
I-
a dog, not even really a cat, not a big fan, but maybe a dog, that's about all I'll touch animal wise.
I would have just changed that story and be like, yeah, there's a fucking basilisk from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets in
A
my
Komodo
basement.
dragon found
Yeah.
its way in my basement.
Prove me I'm wrong.
Oh man. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so that's awesome. So I got a little thing to talk about. So you guys remember the band Trapped?
Yeah.
No.
What was some of their famous songs? They
I
were
don't remember their hits, but
dad rock
Yeah.
kind of thing.
they
Anyways,
do-
what
I've
songs
been
did they
sleeping
do?
in the dark. Is that them?
No, that's
Searching for the answers.
Stubahank or not Stubahank, Hoobastank. I think that's
Was that Hoof's name? Oh,
But
shit.
that's during that era. They were like new metal-ish, like like with some dad rock. See if I could find some trap.
Oh, they did Headstrong.
That that kept popping in my head. But
Headstrong.
yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was them. So basically, they basically have gone off the rails over this COVID-19 thing, and have pretty much I think at this point, completely finally ended their career. I didn't even know they were still a thing, but
Yeah, same.
so I guess during quarantine, he had basically a Twitter meltdown for the coronavirus. And apparently he is a super right wing kind of guy. Very rare in music at all. But so he
Ted
started
Nugent.
having a meltdown. And basically was just losing his mind on Twitter about this COVID-19 to where he was like telling people to like, just get over it and stuff like that. So,
He was saying get over it?
yeah. So basically he's like, people were getting mad. And he's like, shut up. Trump made the decision to close off the travel from China early. Europe didn't do this. So basically he was defending Trump, but then like he just kept attacking people. So that was the biggest thing. He was
Really?
defending Trump, and then he just kept attacking people who had another opinion on the matter. So, he basically
So he's
people were
just
like,
searching for people to fight.
dude, it was so bad. And then like one band that I guess is like an actual band now is like, they're a band called Power Trip. I personally never heard of them. Sorry
Yeah,
if people
same.
have. And he basically like, throughout this whole meltdown, he's like, I bet my band will outdraw yours in our own hometowns. To this band, and the guy's like, you don't sell tickets to anything, and just like coming back with the worst comebacks. But he just had this super crazy meltdown through like a 48-hour period. Just kept going back. I think there was over 200 different tweets out of this whole
Wow.
situation. Like it was
In 48
insane.
hours?
For 48
Jeez.
hours, just kept going. Yeah, Headstrong, New Metal, Hit Wonders tweeted roughly. I'm sorry, 900 times.
Wow.
900 fucking times. That's insane.
He
Even
went
Chris-
insane.
So I guess they attacked Chris Evans, so the guy who played Captain America, if you didn't know. And I guess Chris Evans was mad that the president ran off stage without answering a single question. And then that's when Trap responded, hey, he made the decision to close this, and it's China's fault. It's this, blah, blah, blah. You should be thankful he made that decision. And it's like, nah, we're loving our tax breaks, secure the border, and new trade deals. Like he just kept going crazier and crazier and crazier. And then somebody said, calm down, Nickelback. I meant Trap.
Got him.
Wow.
Which
Okay,
Trap
so-
responded, Nickelback is amazingly successful. That's not an insult. You have to be the biggest loser idiot on Twitter.
Oh my god. This is all
but yeah,
so cringy, dude.
900 back and forth tweets. So I don't know if they're going to be doing anything after that.
So did it implode the band, or is it just he's
Is it-
getting a lot of backlash?
He's getting a lot of backlash about it. Like,
But the
what's
band
wrong
is
with this
still
guy?
intact.
Yeah, as far as I know, the band's intact. So maybe they could do something, but it didn't look good for them, if you will. So
I don't know, dude. Marketing strategy. I don't remember the last time anybody brought that name up, and you just brought it up.
yeah, I forgot. That's true. I forgot
What's the
they
song?
existed.
What's the song?
Headstrong.
Heads.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, we all did.
Yeah, this is
Freshman
their
year of high
comeback.
school.
This is
Or
their
middle
comeback,
school,
dude.
actually. That was probably
Yeah,
middle
this
school.
is their comeback. Yep.
Yeah.
This is their comeback. Coronavirus. Yeah, so people called them
That's
out for like low ticket sales.
Bad
and shit
publicity
like
is
that.
good publicity.
And so basically, I guess what I caught out of it was he was saying the coronavirus isn't as bad as people are leading it to believe as well. And then somebody's like, dude, you can't even sell tickets. And he's like, yeah, because of the coronavirus. So
Okay.
They're like,
he said it
regardless.
wasn't that bad, but he coincidentally blamed the low ticket sales on coronavirus.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about all that. I mean, it seems like, yeah. I mean, you could have your opinion on anything, but it's just weird that he went really hard on this one thing. And I haven't heard this man. It's not like he's some sort of iconic, like controversial archetype. I've never heard it. I really think it's some sort of marketing ploy. And he probably had a bit of an episode, and then maybe he dragged it out and was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna milk this." And then hopefully
Yeah, he
after all
might
this
have-
is over, people remember.
It might have been just attraction at the start. So when people were pointing it out, and then he saw it was going on, he's like, "This is what I actually believe." So I'm just gonna keep doing it.
yeah,
everyone mad.
I think you got to be careful. It's one of those things. Just like revisiting the whole like Rob Chapman thing, just like losing your mind. Like at some point, like, you've got to be the bigger person and just stop. Like 900 tweets in 48 hours. I don't have 900 tweets in my lifetime. I don't think I have 4 tweets in my lifetime because I don't use Twitter. But
could also be drug related. Just on a
Dude,
binge.
yeah, especially if it was 48
for
hours
sure.
and he was just riding, and then he wakes up, he's like, so what happened? They're like, dude, what are you doing?
Dude, he's
Oh, shit.
quarantined. Like he's
Yeah, he's
fucking,
bored.
like,
He's just like, I'm gonna blow through my Coke stash.
Yeah, exactly. How many tabs of acid?
fuck you
can I
guys.
take?
Trump is amazing.
All right, yeah. that could be any of those things, bro.
I'm gonna drink my
so
gallon of PCP.
a little bit of a meltdown there. I thought it was
I'm
a pretty
unstoppable.
interesting story, and it just hasn't stopped. It seems like it's this 48-hour period, and then every day there's some kind of new article on it, and somebody else calling them out. And I mean, the man went after Captain America. What was he thinking? It's Captain America. for God's
That's
sake.
Captain
Come on.
America.
Come on.
Meh.
So yeah, for me, I've been watching speedrunners. I mean, I've been always watching speedrunners for a long while, but particularly the Doom Eternal game coming out recently.
Doom.
People are already speedrunning and beating it within an hour, less than. It's
Dude,
ridiculous.
Yeah, so I played a little bit of it at the beginning. So I definitely played more than the first one. So a quick story. The first one, I came home from the bar one night when the first one came out. The first new one, not 1990 Doom.
2016.
But I came home. I tried to play it. I was super drunk, and I played like 5 minutes of it, and I couldn't figure out what the hell I was doing, and I never touched it again because that's all that was in my head. Like, I'm going to suck at this
It's just
game
bad.
or something to that effect. Like, it's just not going to be good. But yeah, so that was my Doom experience.
I love Doom. I don't have the new one, but the 2016 one, I think I'm like a third of the way through, but I keep getting stuck. I just keep dying, and I get really frustrated. But I guess that's a good thing since games nowadays have very much of a handheld, like, the spoon-fed experience, and like Doom's
Right.
like, fuck you and fuck your bullshit. You're gonna earn this, I guess.
This is fucking Doom.
Yeah.
So
I guess.
That's pretty much what I've seen with the new one. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say until it's like optimized and they're speed running it, but it's like impressive that this game just dropped, a few weeks ago.
Last
yeah,
Friday.
last week.
One
Yeah.
week.
And they're already just optimizing the shit out of the game.
That
That's
is
interesting.
insane. I found it funny. So I've got a buddy that actually is playing the game, and he's very into it. It's got the Doom helmet, everything in between. And he was like, from what I remember, he was basically saying, this game's kicking my ass. Like, it's this and that. And then today or yesterday, he posted like, man, this game is just really chill to play. Like, if it's kicking your ass, how the hell is that game chill? Because I'm telling you, I was playing it, and I was getting my ass handed to me.
Sounds sadistic.
But
I
it
guess
was
that's
fun.
Before and after you look up a walkthrough, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe now that you've got it and maybe playing through it again, maybe he has beat it already. I mean, a week out, if you've got the time. I don't understand missions on that. I played it for, I thought, maybe an hour, and I don't think I beat a mission. I hit checkpoints.
No,
but
that's impossible.
I don't know. So I'm going to have to play through it some more.
I
but
will
it
say
looked
it's
amazing.
not a conventional game. It's it's not a your typical rail shooter or your more typical for first person shooters being a shoot and cover. You take cover and stuff. Doom's like, don't stop, keep fighting, kill everything.
Right.
And you get rewarded for doing so.
That's what it seemed like. It was fun though, and it looks great. Like the opening scene to it, the kind of cinematic scene was awesome. It's basically Earth is in trouble. They're on fire. You've got to come and help. Save us now. Anybody that can save us, and it's just this badass wannabe Master Chief. I guess Doom came out first, so
No,
he
you know
is
what,
the Master Chief.
You know what's cool is that it's not like Master Chief, because with Master Chief there's like character development. With this, it's just like they went the
He
complete
doesn't
opposite.
even talk.
Yeah, they went the complete opposite route of like games from like, I don't even know, first person shooters for the past like 20 years. There's always some sort of character. They treat it like a movie-ish almost experience, and they just went the other way, and they were like, nah, dude, it's just about blood, action, and like almost
Like, this guy wants to kill things.
yeah, you're gonna have a seizure if you play this game, for more than an hour, because there's so much going on. But I need to get back into that. I need to beat it. I hate not being able to beat a game, dude.
And I would almost say Mick Gordon, the sound engineer on that, and artist, he's creating a genre with this whole thing. Have you seen the takes he did for this Doom Eternal? He got a bunch of metal artists, singers, to do a metal choir for the music for the game. It
Really?
sounds awesome. Like, yeah, you got to check that out. There's a video on how he set up the metal choir, and then you can hear it in the game and stuff. And it's like a bunch of screams and stuff like that, all overlaying and everything, all at the same time, chanting Latin, verses and stuff.
That sounds pretty
It's
scary.
it's pretty good. And yeah, I mean, Mick Gordon's creating like this whole genre on like really low detuned guitars, synth equipments that are like if you watch, there's a documentary on how he came up with the sound engine entirely, and it's all analog. It's like guitar effects, pedals, and just one like sine wave that's just generating like a pure note, and everything is just an analog controlled device that he manipulates and controls and stuff, and it creates the crazy sounds you hear in the for Doom soundtrack. And then even crazier, the Doom devs didn't want any guitar to begin with. Mick Gordon was in charge of just creating keyboard sounds and stuff, synths and everything. That's what they had in mind. They didn't want any guitar at first. When he created everything and started creating these really crazy sounds and guttural tones, all that distortion and everything on these synths, it sounded awesome. And then when he was showing it to them, he's like, but I kind of wish I could play guitar on these. Wouldn't you agree? And they're just like, it sounds awesome. We're gonna greenlight you. Go ahead. You came up with this sound without a guitar. Now what can you do with a guitar? So adding the guitar, and then naturally the drums, for that genty, syncopation and everything.
Yeah.
Like that's where it just took off. Like he just created this whole, and I would almost consider it like a genre of like I don't know. It's not quite gent, right?
It's pretty close. So I actually, I would highly, highly, highly recommend. If you haven't seen it yet, Mr. Anoop Sastry,
Yeah.
incredible drummer, and his, I believe, girlfriend. I don't think fiance yet. She plays guitar and she's fucking sick. They did a cover of "The Only Thing They Fear Is You," so one of the songs from Doom Eternal, and it is fucking awesome. I listened to it probably 25 times yesterday. I play it for you, but obviously you guys wouldn't hear what's going on, because if you did, you would have fucking paused earlier when I had it blasting in my own ears. But it is really, really good. They've got an awesome video for it, and it's them two in a room playing it, and it sounds awesome. So it's genty, but like with like a not necessarily like normal like progressive music kind of added electronics that you would find. There's
I could consider it like
eerie
9 Inch
sounds
Nails.
to it. Yeah. Like a
Like
9 Inch
Nails
Nails
meets
electronics with Jet. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's really, really awesome. I would, after hearing this, I actually really wanted like, let's do the soundtrack.
Yeah, I mean that's what I loved about Doom 2016 playing through it was like, and from what I'm hearing on the Doom Eternal, they did a lot better on the sound engine, but the way the music would kick in and intensify as you're fighting and stuff like that was like super awesome.
Yes.
No, it was
yeah.
it was so heavy and so fast, and like it was like shotgun, grenade launcher, fucking skull punch, fucking fist through the asshole,
Stomp
and
his face into the floor.
and the music went, the music went perfectly with that. And then once it was over, the phase was over, it just like
the
swelled out,
calming.
and it was like,
It's like the music's gone, but my adrenaline.
I'm still fucking freaking out.
yeah.
What do I do with my hands?
I could never play that game for more than literally 30 minutes because I would just get, it was just a lot
So
going on,
amped.
dude.
Maybe that was my thing. I was just too much, and then I was like, I've got to pause for a second. But I definitely want to play it. I think if you're into metal, you love the music side, and you love gaming, Doom is like your perfect fucking game.
Hell, I'd almost say this could bring people into more metal, genre.
For
Like,
sure,
that
dude.
awesome music. That
Yeah.
music's awesome. Gotta check
Dude,
out more.
it gets you pumped through the game. But yeah, I mean, so far it's been awesome from what I've seen so far. Dude, maybe we should all get it on like PC or something to play around because there is a co-op. I don't know what the hell you do in co-op or multiplayer.
There's co-op?
I don't know if it's co-op. I think it's more multiplayer. Like
Okay, yeah, I know there's
PvP maybe?
multiplayer. Yeah, they had PvP in Doom 2016.
Dude,
Oh, okay.
co-op Doom.
That'd be cool.
Why
co-op
not?
Doom would be cool.
Why
Yeah.
not, dude?
I
Man.
kind of wish people would come out with more co-op, story told games or path games instead of the fighting all the time. But technically, that genre's dead. So
Oh,
I
What's
don't know.
that? What's dead? I'm sorry.
Co-op, story-driven co-op.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, it's also really hard to code to be remote played and all that stuff, and to figure out whose perspective is actually, like Who's the main character? Who's the side character?
Look, don't get me wrong. Halo is one of my
progression.
favorite games ever, but if Bungie could figure out how to do co-op in their game, I don't think anybody can do
Yeah.
co-op in their game.
Well, the co-op in a local sense, yes, anyone could do
You
that,
could
or
do-
everyone has.
I mean, you could
But
do
the
co-op
remote play,
on, you could do remote co-op on Halo, though.
oh, true, yeah.
We
Oh,
could get
nowadays,
in and
yeah.
run through the whole damn thing with the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah,
Um,
and it says it's online PvP only for Doom.
Yeah. So what do you do in PvP on that? Because I obviously didn't get through the
Quake. It's like
2016.
Quake. Have you ever seen
Type.
gameplay of Quake?
No.
Wow. Really fast paced,
false
run and
gamer
gun.
here.
Like Unreal Tournament.
Yeah, I've played that.
Huh?
Ever heard of it?
What?
Yeah. I was saying yeah.
Oh yeah. You never played Unreal
You
Tournament?
said yeah with a question mark. I never have.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. I'm a
Did
gamer
you?
girl. Yeah.
Not
yeah.
you.
Okay.
Daniel.
What? Wait,
you
what?
You play Unreal Tournament?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Metroid?
I don't know. Yeah, I did that too.
Castle Metroid.
No, I grew up on PC gaming, so I've played all the Quakes and Unreal tournaments and stuff.
Did not grow up on PC gaming. You grew up with
He's
a
a
PlayStation.
He's a real cam
Come
girl.
on.
And an
Yeah, he's
Xbox.
a real cam
and a
girl.
Nintendo.
No,
And
like
a
times
Nintendo.
perfect. PlayStation 2, Time Splitters. Remember that game?
Yeah.
Oh, you were playing
No.
Daytona 500, 1997, or whatever the fuck.
Yes,
fucking
absolutely.
people play.
Did you at
NASCAR
least
for
play,
life.
So, did you want to get into the album review? Or do you want to get into something else?
Let's hold off on that for just a second. So I do want to talk about something real quick for me, and then we can go. One of you guys pick it up from here. But there is an article that Guitar World posted about 10 ways guitarists can stay busy while stuck at home, because unfortunately we are. So number one, that's not on this list, play video games. And then if you really want to get good, scratch that whole number one that I just said. So while you're out there kind of not be able to do anything, learn your scales properly. I think most people may know some scales. I know one or two because I'm terrible at guitar. And so they recommend learning it properly. Like if you're going to learn a pentatonic, learn the pentatonic properly and good. Pick up a new style. So if you're a metal guy, go play some jazz, go play some country or something out there. Actually, country licks are pretty tough on some of that stuff, like that chicken picking type of shit.
Chicken
that-
pickin'.
Chicken picking. That would be pretty tough. This says try some West African grooves. I'm not sure what that is, but if you want to try some West African grooves, you can.
My roommate's from West Africa. I should
Or
ask
delving
him.
into blues with Kirk Hammett's guide to playing like Stevie Ray Vaughan. So it's a pretty cool article here.
Stevie Ray's good.
Set up or mod your guitar. So here's the time to learn how to set your guitar up if you don't know how to do it. I would highly recommend that. So that's something maybe I'll try to do, even though I don't really have too much free time myself. Clean your pride and joy. So clean your damn guitar. Clean it up. Make it
With
look pretty.
pride and joy.
With pride
so.
and joy. Assemble a perfect pedal board. So if you have a ton of pedals and you've always even had a pedal board, try some different configurations on your pedal board.
Basically, all the things you've been avoiding as a musician, you should do it.
Pretty much, yeah. So, I mean, even if in my pedal board, I could probably go ahead and rearrange some things and you'll run some different stuff. I think just recently I started trying, recently a couple years ago, I actually tried an effects loop instead of running every single thing in front of the amp. Write some songs, Daniel, Nico. Write some music, boys.
I still have work.
I got things, man. I got a lot of things, dude. Shut up. You don't
Collaborate
have
with your
things.
buddies. We're already doing that. Cover a song, make it your own. So rework the song to make it yours kind of thing, even though it's still a cover. Film your performances. We're doing that. And
Sex
go
tape.
from electric to acoustic or vice versa. So if you're playing one or the other, try another one. What would you recommend on some drum things, Nico, after hearing that list?
I got 2 words for you. I think it's a compound word and then just a normal word. Non-dominant hand masturbation techniques. So
Yes.
if you're a righty, go for the left. Don't if you neglect it, that'll obviously translate to your blast beat suffering with your other hand. So let's get it
Right.
together.
So
And
what
that's
about your footwork? What do you recommend if somebody like for example, like a double bass, you're not as heavy on the left as you would be on the right. Do you have any exercises that
Yeah,
somebody can do
okay.
with that?
So for footwork, I would mention this before we record the show, number 1. Number 2 for footwork, let's see. Yeah, just do the same thing with your hands that you do with your feet. So if you're,
Masturbate with your feet.
No. Don't neglect
like,
the feet. This is a
Don't
time
neglect the
for
feet.
we can
How
all
do you
get great at
grip?
stuff. We can all get great at as many things as we have time for. So use your feet to masturbate. So no, if you're doing like paradiddles or rudiments under your hands, do the same thing with your feet. That sounds like ridiculous. Like if I'm just doing a normal paradiddle, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, do that with your feet, and that is definitely it's gonna make you a little more. It's gonna expand your comfortability with doing different things on your pedals. If assuming you have a double pedal, I mean, it's all pretty it's just literally with drums. It's kind of like it's so much just repetition. It's so much repetition until
Developing muscle memory.
yeah, it's just muscle memory and just consistent practice and not just doing the same stuff you already have 100% down. Do stuff that you have 10% down, even 80%.
That's why I like sometimes I'll watch a drummer's face for a good while, because it's like they look like they're either deer in headlights and they're hitting everything perfectly and just kind of like spacing out,
Yeah.
and it just looks ridiculous. Or sometimes they're orgasming, like
Yeah, and depending on the drummer, it's
like you
either
can tell
crying.
like mentally where they're at,
yeah,
or crying.
exactly, yeah. If they're like if their head's like for me, if I'm focusing, I'm this. My head goes to the left. I don't know why, but like I'm locked in. But if I'm super comfortable, I'll just be just hanging out, just pretty loosey goosey. But for me, that's kind of rare as fuck. But yeah, just
Sure.
just hit it hard. Just practice one thing for like 20 minutes in a row. Break. Do another thing for 20 minutes. It's just so much. It's like working out. Just keep hammering and hammering and hammering, and then it just takes time.
For sure.
Yeah,
Practice, do what you need to do. I mean, now's the time that if you don't play an instrument, if you are able to, pick one up. Pick something up.
Speaking of which, I've been talking to Greg. Has he been picking up his?
That is a good question. I know he had lessons scheduled, but now in today's times it's a little hard. But I can say that I did see somewhere along the lines, might have to double check it, but Fender Play, which is an online lesson community from Fender, I think they're offering like 6 months for free or 3 months for free, something like that. Because
Like,
of
when I
the
bought my
things that are going on.
yeah, when you buy an instrument from them too, they give you a free code and all that for like X amount of months.
You bought a Fender instrument?
Yeah, bass. The white one.
Oh
Fucking
yeah,
bassist, dude.
fucking basis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 3 months for free online lessons. That is the thing for everybody now because of what's going on. So realistically, if you want to learn how to play guitar, you have no excuse now.
Yeah.
I've heard nothing but great things about them, but I haven't tried it myself. I probably should, so I can get better. But Fender Play for 3 months for free, can't beat that.
That sounds pretty good. Have you heard of Musician?
Yes.
The app or whatever? Have you looked into that at all? I've only heard rumblings about it, and like
Same rumblings,
Yeah.
kind of the same thing.
it basically is like an algorithm that'll teach you how to play. It has like set lessons for like beginner, intermediate, and I think I want to get it, dude.
I
for my
will say
brother.
the best one I've ever had was Rocksmith. It's super
For
fun,
sure.
and it's really good.
intuitive.
Is that the
it's,
Xbox game?
Yeah.
Yeah, Xbox
Or you can
PC,
do it Xbox
PlayStation.
PC. Yep.
You just need that adapter, and all the sounds are supplied within the software or game.
Oh, I was joking.
And-
You're being serious.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I thought, because wasn't there a guitar? No, not Guitar Hero. Rock Band. That's what I was thinking. Rock Band.
Oh, yeah. No.
No, no.
It's a real.
No,
You're playing real
Rocksmith-
guitar.
Rocksmith, actually, you plug in your real guitar, and then it
I've heard of
can
that.
even track what you're doing and help you and be like, okay, so you suck, so you actually start here.
Oh, and it's really good for teaching songs too.
Musician. I've again rumblings, but Jesus, their advertisements are everywhere.
Oh yeah, all
yeah,
over.
yeah.
Guitar World says if you're looking for an engaging way to start learning guitar, Musician is modern technology's gift to music education. Yeah, so try Premium Plus for free for 7 days. Doesn't hurt to try it. Any of these things, if you're getting somewhere and you're putting your time in, if you could try it for a few days, try it out. See if it works for you. If you start to pick some things up, just don't quit. That's the biggest thing. Don't give up. If you're trying to learn an instrument or anything like that, don't give up. Because anything like that could be very, very discouraging at first and tough and may put you down a little bit, but if you just keep pushing through it, I promise you'll get better. Hopefully.
In my first 2 years, I would get so mad that because I couldn't get my limbs to do independent things, even to the simplest groove. And I would push, I would hit my tom and push in as hard as I could with the drumstick, and it just indent it and completely ruin it. And I'm like, okay, I feel
New drum set time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need a new drum set. This it's fucked.
Yeah.
No, it's funny. Hey, that's the way Billy treats his cars too. Oh, this tire's flat.
Oh,
Get a
shit.
new one.
Is this true?
Did I do that?
No.
Yeah, well, you didn't,
That would
Lauren.
be, that's the wife. Yeah, that's the wife. She does that. That's kind of the joke because it just kind of worked out to
What?
where the last couple times a
coincided.
new car has come,
Uh-huh.
it's been oh, need a new tire, or this tire went flat or something.
Headlight fluid flow.
And then for some reason in that time, uncoincidentally, I think we just got a new car. You know,
You
And it was
traded in.
because of a flat tire, right? So that's been the kind of
Yeah.
joke for it.
Oh, wait, what was were your truck tires going bald or something? You had to oh, time to get a new car.
No, I still have probably another year-ish left on my truck tires.
I thought you had something you pointed out, being oh, there's something was wrong with it, so yeah, traded it in.
You look like a lizard.
Yeah, I was a lizard. Scared of it, so I traded it in.
That's from Scarface. You look like a lizard, man. When he's
I don't know if you guys can hear the
No.
sports exhaust tunes.
I don't hear it. No,
at
you're
my
good.
apartment.
I don't hear anything.
Okay, good.
What
I'm
is
just hearing
it?
someone just.
No,
Oh,
you
sorry.
look like a lizard. You don't
Uh-huh.
remember that from Scarface?
No.
It was the first
I
20
haven't seen that
minutes,
movie in
and
so long.
they get into Miami or South Beach. I don't remember where it was, and Tony's friend, I can't remember his name. He was like, you know what the women like? And then he does this thing with his tongue. He goes like that. He's like, you look like a lizard, man. You know, I can't.
No, you got me thinking of Dust Till Dawn with Cheech Marin standing out front of the bar. We got
Pussy
hot
for a
wet
penny.
pussy.
Yeah, dude.
I fucking love that opening.
That was such a good character. Oh man. And then Tarantino's weird foot fetish kind of bled into that. And so ugh, I don't like this. Put Salma Hayek's
Weird.
foot in your mouth. I mean, good for him, but it's just ooh, no.
What it's like to be a director in your own.
The
film.
perks of putting yourself in your movies and then getting
Yeah.
the hottest woman on earth put a foot in your. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Ah, God. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys remember a guitarist who was kind of a meme-ish guitarist in our days, but Michelangelo Obadio.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, double guitar guy, play him
Yeah.
at the same time.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's
And
terrible.
he's awesome.
I love him.
I mean, he's really good at guitar. It's just, I don't know. He's pretty white bread when it comes to the neoclassical. You know, I mean, he's really good, fast as hell, but
Yeah.
but I mean, he's still coming out with content. He just popped up as an ad actually on YouTube. I'm like, what? This dude still out there?
Shit. Never
Yeah,
died.
and I-
The
like
last
Mick
time I
Jagger.
saw him, he was
Come on,
playing
man, just
the
go.
two neck guitars that connect at the
Yeah.
bottom, and it was just like that. And I was like, what is
He came
this?
to Holix actually, like back in
Multiple
our high
times,
school
I think.
days. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it was middle school too. Because my first Dean guitar signed by him and Dean B. Zielinski.
What was he
That
just
was
like?
cool.
You want to do this? You want to learn how to do this?
You want to do this?
You
You have to
cannot.
be Gemini.
Yeah.
He was all about.
$1,000. Yeah.
He was all, or no? What's the birth sign for two identities or whatever? Is it Gemini?
Gemini.
Pisces.
Okay, yeah. He was all praising about the fact that he's a Gemini, that he could play guitar with both hands at the same
Oh my
time.
God.
Ew. Ew. I don't like him anymore. Never mind.
That's all he was about.
So did
Yeah.
you want to get into the album review now?
Yeah, let's take a look at the album review.
All right.
Yeah. So we were tasked to go over "Ride the Lightning" by Metallica.
Yep, album came out in 1984. It was Metallica's second full-length album. Yeah, and I'm the one who suggested this album because I think it's a great first step into the metal scene without kind of overwhelming even the most casual listener of music. They just ride a good line. They ride the lightning, interesting enough, with just listenable music and then just a heaviness. Which obviously led them into the mainstream. They ride that line perfectly. So I kind of want to see what you guys think before I get into my thoughts on it. If one of you wants to take the reins on that,
Yeah.
what do you think?
So for me, that was my opener into metal from a cousin. You know, I guess I was just listening to just standard stuff. I couldn't even. I think the most extreme thing would be thanks to like Tony Hawk. I liked Static X and Power Man 5000. You know,
Goldfingered.
but yeah,
Sorry.
you know, Scott and all that. But you know, I just never really listened to metal, and you know, he showed me like, hey, you don't, you know, and I picked up the guitar, I think around then, and I think I was playing Blink 182 and stuff like that, like punk stuff. You know, that's what I like playing to. And he was just like, "You ever listen to Metallica?" And I'm like, "No, what's that? It's metal, man. You gotta check it out." You know.
It's minute. Yeah. Middle up your
But yeah,
ass.
ever since then, it was just kind of like just a wormhole of just listening to all these different types of metal. But yeah, that album specifically was what was stuck in one of my CD players. Oh, in so my school rides on the bus and everything. That's all I listened to was Ride the Lightning. So I've that album was on loop quite a lot.
Yeah. So when did you
Um,
re-listen to it this week?
Yes, yeah, and it brought up new perspectives because back then listening to it, that's all I listened to, and then I know now of Library of Music, like in listening, knowing I never knew Megadeth back then. Like you know, the internet wasn't as accessible and informational or anything, so I didn't know Dave Mustaine was a person from formerly of that album and everything. There's definitely like some elements of like Hangar 18 from Megadeth in Call of Cthulhu. Like I think that's the last track on
Yeah, it's the
Ride the
instrumental.
Lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely had a Hangar 18 sound to it, and I was like, holy crap! I didn't realize that riff. I didn't, you know. And then I started doing some diving on it. Ride the Lightning is composed of 5 writers, and it's one of the only 2 albums that they had 5 writers because of trade-off artists. So that's the last album Dave Mustaine was a part of that also gave liberty to Kirk Hammett actually having writing liberties on that album. So there's, you know, 2 lead guitarists with their own, you know, adaptations on
Interesting.
that.
Oh, I gotta.
So
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, if you go on their Wikipedia, it'll tell you what songs were written by who, and then you can, if when you listen to it, you can start understanding like a lot of the bluesier solos are definitely Kirk Hammett's. A lot of the neoclassical shreddy stuff is more Dave. Um, And yeah, for sure, Call of Cthulhu is definitely a Dave Mustaine song, you know, through and through. Uh, but
Is it
yeah,
Cthulhu or Cthulhu?
Cthulhu. I've always heard it pronounced Cthulhu.
I've heard Cthulhu. Yeah, I'm not getting in the
I
weeds
mean, are
with
they
that
two
bullshit.
different things though, like Cthulhu and Cthulhu?
I don't know.
Because I've seen an H.
I don't know.
Cthulhu.
It's a generic
It could be.
song title. I don't give a fuck, dude.
I mean, if they're referencing the creature, right, then yeah, I'm imagining Cthulhu.
Yeah.
But Cthulhu could be someone's name.
Yep.
I don't know.
Don't know. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So what'd you think?
So what's your take on it,
what'd you?
Billy?
No, I'm sorry. Real quick, Daniel. What do you think?
Oh.
Coming from because we all listened to it because we're all roughly the same age when we were younger, presumably, like you just said. Anyways, what do you think about it when you were younger, and what do you think about it upon re-listening and rediscovering it?
It definitely made me reminiscent of like, you know, sitting on the bus listening to it, you know, being in class listening to it. But now for me, it was the ability to what I know now on ear training and everything, hearing things that I was just kind of like, oh, have I been playing that wrong? You know?
Oh, so you're hearing more. You're hearing more.
more
Yeah, okay.
more in depth to it. Like my ears way more open to it now. Whereas before, I feel like I definitely had probably like a 1-track mind.
That's a really
listening
good
to
point.
it.
That's actually I did the same thing happen to me when because I haven't listened to it in probably a decade, and yeah, just being more into your instrument and being able to basically hear and learn by ear now as opposed to back then. I didn't even know what was going on. Yeah, I just picked everything apart pretty simply, at least with drums. The guitar is a
Yeah,
different story
and
for
then
sure.
funny enough, the recording studio they went to in Denmark, they had to teach Lars Ulrich about rhythm theory because he didn't know anything about timing because they noticed he kept speeding up, slowing down, his tempos were off.
Oh, so he
So
was shit. That's weird.
he was shit, and he came to Denmark, and the producer and I want to say an artist, either Faith No More or someone was there.
Mm.
and they were just like, dude, Lars, sit here, let me teach you about rhythm theory here.
Wow. Well, that lines up with all his everyone goofing on him. That's funny, dude.
I mean, because like Kill 'Em All, that was like a super bare raw album.
Yeah.
They didn't even know that was not even like a professional studio session recording. So going to Denmark and having their equipment stolen too, sadly, they learned so much in that Ride the Lightning just session, like and one of the songs they wrote during their time in Denmark was about losing their equipment and wish I could remember
Escape?
which one exactly. No, Escape is actually James Hetfield's least favorite song entirely out of any Metallica song they ever wrote because the producers told them they had to write a radio-friendly song.
That's why it sounds so different.
That's why it's so different.
So different than the rest of the album.
That's the song that the producers just held their arm behind their back, being like, "You have to make a radio-friendly song," and that's like that song.
I didn't know that. Wow. Billy, did you
That's
listen to this when you were a kid?
So I think my first ever like metal album to myself was actually the Black Album from Metallica. So that was when I first got kind of introduced in Metallica. So before it started to really, really change, and obviously I think most people say that's where Metallica did sort of change. And it probably wasn't for me until high school, hanging out with friends in high school, that I was introduced to older Metallica. So I did listen to this album, at least in high school. And I completely forgot that it was actually one of my more favorite Metallica albums. For Whom the Bell Tolls and Fade to Black are two of my favorite Metallica songs ever. And listening to it again, so hopefully I've got like an actual version that I've listened to recently that's there, because it still sounds pretty good and still holds up, I think, to this day. You can tell it's older, but it's still quality-wise, it's not as trash as I think I would have expected.
If anything, you really should, and for anyone listening too, check out Metallica doing those live sessions with the orchestra. I can't remember what the theme of it is.
Yeah, it's like Metallica S&M or something like that.
S&M, yes. That is high production, being live and everything, and the orchestra makes the music sound so good,
It's
like so
intense.
full and everything.
Are they playing this stuff on there too?
Yeah, some of these classics.
Wow.
Call of Cthulhu is one of them.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's really good, and the quality's great. That's something worthwhile to check out if you want to hear. And I would say that's a good introduction for people for metal, and say someone who likes classical music or something like that.
It blends
hear a whole
so
orchestra.
well together, like more well than you would expect. So yeah, check that out.
It is beautiful. But yeah, I for your favorite songs are different from mine. Mine's Creeping Death. I love Creeping Death.
Yeah, so good.
I think that's a Kirk Hammett song too. Someone break something?
Yeah, this whole album is to me just really, really good. I mean, even the intro, man, it's just like it's like if somebody was to put this album in and go, all right, who the hell is Metallica? And then you listen to the intro, it's like, okay, this is calm. This is good. And then fucking Ride the Lightning comes on. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah.
Funny enough, Cliff Burton's the reason why they got into all the classical stuff. The bass player, teaching Hetfield how to, compose music and theory and stuff.
Yeah, it's very like it sounds, a lot of those songs with some of that clean guitar sounds very acoustic-y. So I'm assuming they recorded an acoustic guitar.
And that's Cliff Burton playing.
Okay. And
a lot of the acoustic stuff.
Really
that's
good.
him.
Like you don't hear that kind of stuff on any Metallica any day now. It's all all electric for sure. Yeah, they did. R.I.P.
Yep.
Yeah, so I listened to this when I was, I think 11 or 12. Pretty much my introduction into metal for the most part. Yeah, like I said, it came out in 1984. Like I said, I haven't listened to it in a long time, and I was really, I try to be introspective and fair about things. I try not to be a homer about this kind of stuff, but I was the biggest Metallica fan for a long time, so I was a little concerned, just getting older and having different opinions and different tastes, that I was going to kind of fall out of love with certain albums. And this one, after listening to it for the first time in a decade or so, It holds the fuck up, dude. I'd like for the first, I listened to it in order, without stopping, I think, just to get that full immersion. And yeah, starts with Fight Fire with Fire, and I can't believe they started their album with this. It was so heavy and just like in your face. Doesn't let up the entire song for the most part. Decent solos. Then it goes into Ride the Lightning. Mind you, pretty much every song on this album is about. I think the shortest is literally 4 minutes even. And then the longest is like
Yeah,
8
this is
minutes.
actually their shortest album they've ever wrote
Yeah,
or produced.
and most
Really?
of the songs don't seem terribly long. Some do. Like it starts like after By Fire with Fire, Ride the Lightning's amazing, and then it kind of slows down. And then it goes into For Whom the Bell Tolls, and it's a good song. It's just a lot slower. It's just like open chords for the most part, but it's fairly iconic for the most part.
And it's got a bass solo at
and
the
it's
intro.
got a bass
That is
solo. Yes, exactly.
that's a distorted bass doing in the wah pedal, I think too.
Oh yeah, no, it's fantastic. And then Fade to Black. I like Fade to. I don't love it, but I like Fade to Black. But the middle of the song when that riff kicks in, oh god, now I'm going blank with it. What's that riff in the middle? Like the whole song basically stops, and then the riff starts playing.
Yeah, that part, yeah.
That was I got goosebumps. Shut the fuck up. That riff. Oh my god, I forgot how much I like that. So yeah, then that happened. Escape, that song we were talking about towards the end of the album. Every time I listened to it, I was like, why is it so weird?
Yeah, why is this?
But what you said makes so much sense that they just basically kind of forced them into making a song because they were like, this is what's going to get on the radio. But I mean, I get it. But I mean, considering the whole album's consistency, one song, that's pretty good. Creeping Death really just nails it. And Call a Cthulhu, I wasn't ever very fond of that when I was younger, and I'm still not terribly fond of that. It's an instrumental song. It's super long. Yes, it's composed well. But first, I don't know. I think the instrumental thing throws me with Metallica for most. Anytime they do instrumental, I'm just like, nah, dude. I need to hear James just like belting it. Otherwise, I'm kind of checking out for some reason. But it's still impressive overall. But yeah, the album for me, it holds up for sure. I know it's amazing. A Metallica album actually holds up, but it does. Old good Metallica kind of nails it. So I'm pretty content. I was really concerned I was gonna just not be into it like I was when I was a kid, but I was bobbing my head the whole time I was listening to it. And for me, a head bob is like doing a wall of death like at a concert. So that's about as good as it gets. For me, that's about as good as it gets.
If Nico's head moved,
yeah, I'm excited, dude.
that is the equivalent of fucking that song.
And that was literally like the first 3 songs in a row. I was just like, yes, this is fantastic.
For sure.
So yeah, check it.
So I gotta.
Check it
So
out.
if I'm at a show with you and I see you bobbing, I'm like, oh shit, the pit's opening up. Nico's doing it.
Shit's about to get real.
1,000%, yeah, dude.
He's gonna go crowd killing. Watch out.
Holy shit! Empty the room, bitches. Nico's bobbing his fucking
I'm
head.
gonna freak out, start pushing everyone. Oh, watch out! Nico's doing it.
Just start crowd killing. So yeah, that was my review. That was my first suggestion. So did anybody, Daniel? Did you say you had, or did anybody have a suggestion for next week and go into something else?
I believe Billy had something.
Did I?
Oh shit!
I have something that I just looked up
That's
that
a nope.
I'd be interested in.
Oh, okay.
But
If you want us to check it
sure.
out.
So Daniel's gonna love this. I can't fucking wait.
Oh boy,
Uh,
the country.
No.
Okay.
So, what I want you guys to listen to is the album Dirt by Alice in Chains.
Oh boy, yeah, my favorite genre.
So, it's my favorite band of all time. And this isn't, there's big songs on this, like Rooster, Them Bones. Everybody has heard those, Down in a Hole. But then there's a whole lot of other songs that are on there that didn't really get too much radio time, that most people don't know. And vocally, I absolutely love it. And then even instrumentally, this album is incredible to me. And it was one that I played on absolute repeat. It takes me back to when I first moved to Waldorf. All I did was play a cassette tape of this album constantly in my room. I didn't have a TV at the time, and all I did was listen to this. So I recommend it. Let's do a book report on that. You guys tell me what you think.
I'm excited. I've never. I don't. What's a big Alice in Chains song? I feel like I know it, but I'm not. I am terrible with names. I'm terrible with song titles. I don't want to hear it. So what is a big one?
Man in the Box is a big one.
Oh yeah, man. Man
I don't remember how that went.
No.
Okay.
Okay, I can get down. All right, cool. Is this like heavy, or is it? I don't even know what like genre this band is at all.
It's
Grunge.
grunge.
Oh, okay,
90s
grunge. Okay, got it. Okay, awesome.
That's for me personally, that's my least favorite genre. But
I don't understand, man. The guitar.
It's-
First of all,
it's
Jerry
voc-
Cantrell is one of the best guitar players of our lifetime. Like, he's not super flashy in some ways. Like, he's not gonna go and start playing BT Bam style songs, right? Or he's not gonna go play black metal. But just his guitar
it's the
work
same
and the
as-
shit that he does and his writing is, to me, incredible. I
What
mean,
did you-
most of even this album he wrote.
What did you call him?
One of the best guitar players of our time.
Oh, is it like the voice of a generation?
He is
Kinda
the
the same?
guitarist of a generation.
Okay, gotcha. Can we tell that story real quick? For the love of God, for the love of Christ.
Yeah, let's tell that story. Who wants to go? You.
I
you or
can
me?
I can open it up, and if you want to finish it, that's
Okay,
fine.
sure.
So we're at Warped Tour in like, I don't know, 2011, 2010, I'm not sure. And you're going around, you're seeing all the different bands on all the different stages. And we were checking out. Was it Memphis? It was Memphis Mayfire. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So they were playing, and we were about to leave. And what happened after? We were watching them for a bit, though.
So basically, it was just Nico and I. I think other people went to go watch some other bands or some other things going on. And the Monster stage that we're typically at didn't have something we wanted to listen to. So we walked and went to the main stage, which is where Memphis Mayfire was at that time. That was the biggest band of the scene, I guess. And their singer, Matty, what's his name? Mullins?
I don't
something
know.
like that.
Matty Fuckface. Yeah.
Anyways, he's sitting there and he's just walking back and forth on the stage and he goes, "You know, when I was young, my guidance counselor called me in and said, 'Matty, you will never amount to anything.' And he looked, and I looked at her directly in the face and I said, 'No disrespect, ma'am, but I'm going to be the voice of a generation.'"
Wow.
This crowd is eating it up, dude. And I just like
Nico and I looked at each other and walked the fuck away.
Nope. I'm pretty sure I was just saying nope, and just walking away. I couldn't handle it.
Wow.
What's even crazier is after that, so that was a band I really, really did enjoy. I just didn't want to fight the crowd. There was way more metal shit going on other stages, but that was towards the end of me kind of like, oh, fuck yeah, Memphis Mayfire is tight, because they their first album they came out with was tight as fuck, or at least the first one I listened to. But once I saw that, I don't think I've listened to him since. I was like, "Are you?
Wow, that turned
this
you
is an
off?
absolute joke."
That
Come
was your
on,
light
man.
switch. Just
It
boom.
No
was-
disrespect, ma'am. I'm gonna be the voice of a generation. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
It was such.
No,
it was,
you are not.
It was such a rehearsed, like it was like a cringy.
Dude,
line,
he's been
dude.
practicing it for
Oh.
years. Absolutely.
You know when you see something and it's like it hurts the insides emotionally,
Yeah.
like it broke my. It just made got the cringe
was fucking
shivers,
weird,
and
dude.
I had to get the fuck out.
Yeah, that's cringe level of trying to be savage. Whereas like you got someone like Michael Jordan who invites his high school coach who denied him, benched him basically and said he wasn't good enough, and he's on the All-Star team and he's just like, "Hey coach, come out here. Yeah, look at me. I'm up here."
That is different though. That is different.
That's savagery. Like that. Like if Memphis Mayfire brought the whoever guidance counselor, like here's a free ticket, come see
Yes,
me.
yes, that's how. Yes, exactly. But no, he
That
has
would be
to,
the savagery that he's going for. But instead, he's just kind of like, look at me.
Oh, he has to tell this pretend story. Like it's just like, oh man, it was the pits. I hate that false, like it just wasn't genuine. It just didn't. At least it didn't feel genuine, anyways. But
No, it was so stupid. Like, I was so pissed. I was like, this is dumb. And for like Nico said, you could definitely tell it was rehearsed, and that he probably said it every single show, that whole tour, and people loved it.
No disrespect.
13-year-old girls with
I'm
no
gonna be
fucking
the voice
clothes on
of
running
I'm gonna be the
around, losing their
songbird of a
minds.
generation.
Oh, God.
You make it sound Jewish.
oh, sorry, I was just trying to get an upper inflection with my voice.
So I have a question for you guys, and some of you guys may know some of these bands, some may not. But you were to take members from Counterparts, Fit for an Autopsy, Misery Signals,
Mm-hmm.
and the Dillinger Escape Plan, take members from those bands and create one band, how awesome do you think that would be?
I only know 2 of those bands.
All right, so Counterparts, I have showed you Counterparts before.
I don't remember.
Nico may or may not know Counterparts.
Yeah,
So
I
the
know
vocalist of-
I know all the bands. What's your
Right.
so you're saying if we can make a super group out of those bands?
Yeah, how awesome do you think that would sound? Because they did it, and it sounds
No.
awesome. Yes.
Whoa.
Really?
So it is a vocalist of Counterparts, Will Putney, ex Fit for an Autopsy, Gregory Thomas, ex Misery Signals and Shai Halud, and bassist Jay Pepito, Reign Supreme, ex Blacklisted, so not a big band, I guess, because they're not highlighted here. I've never heard of them. And Billy Reimer, the drummer from Dillinger Escape Plan, created this. It's fucking insane, dude. This song is ridiculous. So the band is called End, E-N-D, and the song that is posted right now is called Pariah, and it's heavy as fuck.
Tight.
So you guys
So
should-
are we listening to
Look
this,
that up
or-
and listen to it. Feel
How much-
free,
how
like
much-
I kind of am.
That's exciting.
But yeah, listen that up.
How
Kind
much
of
homework
my
are you giving us here, Billy?
Huh?
I said, how much homework are you giving us?
Just a little bit. So you got the book report and then just the one song. And then I guess, yeah, it's pretty tight.
Wait,
so
what-
I came across that, and I just had to say because it sounded tight as fuck so far. So
No, I'm definitely gonna check that one out.
Yeah, I got it pulled up right now. I'm gonna listen to it after this podcast.
yeah. So anything else that you guys want to talk about today?
I have one thing, unless Daniel, you want to take it.
Oh, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah. So Billy was talking about stuff that you can do to improve blah 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 progression, blah blah blah, get better, blah blah blah, all that stuff. And there's also
Becoming the voice of a
there's
generation.
also a huge now influx of streaming music performances happening.
Yes.
So if you we're recording this on a Saturday, so there's tons of lists online. They're going through streaming platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, pretty much everywhere. So if you want to get your fix of music, just Google live music streaming performance. It's going to be everywhere. I mean, you probably already know this if you're following people on social media that are obviously musical artists. But I was surprised actually how many are doing it. That's the only reason I'm bringing it up. I found a list just for tonight, dude. There was a ton of names. Now I'm just going to bring the ones that I was aware of. Like you got Hailstorm streaming a performance, John Legend, DJ Diplo, Garth Brooks, One Republic, Questlove, Beyonce, and I'm telling you, the list was like dozens and dozens of artists.
You know who couldn't be performing would be any Australian bands because that have more than 5 members.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't even think about
I mean,
that.
if the
They can't
Australian
do it.
bands are in Australia, though, they could perform. Australia doesn't have a 10-member lockdown.
It's 5 or 6. Yeah, 5.
Can Slipknot
5.
play?
Oh, does 5 have their own rules of 5 people in Australia? now?
Yeah, no more than 5 in
Oh,
Australia.
Wow, holy shit. So the
Yeah.
biggest reason for all of that and the free lessons and stuff like that, stay inside if you can. Stay home. I've been trapped in my house for 6 days. I want to go somewhere. So they're doing this to hope people you want to go out, you want to do something. There are so many apps out there like Discord, Facebook, I think has something. iPhone users can do a group iPhone chat. You can do a group chat, see your friends, throw on the damn live stream on TV, and there's your concert. That's what we get for the next couple weeks. Just do it, stay home, be safe,
Oh yeah, I mean,
and enjoy these
one of my
concerts.
friends is
That's why
doing-
they're doing it.
Yeah, one of my friends is doing a virtual, graduation party. Everyone just face chat.
Right. It
and
sucks
play.
because we just can't get it together. I mean, people are just still going out. People are still doing things and it's affecting a whole lot of people, not be able to go out and do the stuff that they would like to do. And it's just going to prolong longer. So these artists and stuff are like, all right, so how do we get people to stay inside? Let's live stream and you are going to be
Give
able to
them
see our full
content.
concert.
Yeah.
And it's,
People are
sorry.
good.
No, a ton of these streams, they're raising all the money. Like if you donate to Twitch or however you want to donate to, it's all going
Yep.
to the World Health Organization. So it's kind of like a win-win. You get to see the music and you get to maybe support financially, if you can,
So-
obviously.
Right. You have that. If you have artists that you like out there, go to their Facebook page or something. A lot of these guys are also doing lessons online from those artists, and some of them are discounted. I know Get Good Drums, so I use a couple of their products. They have 30% off right now on their website. I haven't seen that ever. I think the most I've ever seen is 15% off. Unless it's like an introductory price, like here's a brand new plugin, get it now for the next week for this price. So a lot of these companies are offering discounts. So, learn your instrument. If you don't play an instrument, you want to learn to record, there's free recording, programs out there like Audacity and Reaper. And then there's cheap plugins right now. So you learn that, look at your concerts online, order your food, to go or whatever it is, and just stay home so we can go back outside.
Speaking of which, I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, I've got a burrito waiting for me.
Is it going to burn your mouth as long as we've been talking?
No, we'll see. So anything else from you guys? You guys want to go over anything?
Nah.
This
All right.
pickle scented candle's pretty lit. But that's
I have
about it.
a black tie, so it smells very manly in my room. That is on my camera, so where I'm pointing now, if it makes it into the shot. But yeah, so I think that does it for us today. So bear with us, but so far I think everything went well. We'll see how everything looks in post, but
We should delete this.
this will be us. Yeah, we should. This will be us for the next couple of weeks. If you guys have anything you want us to talk about on the show, please comment it down below in the YouTube video and let us know so we can talk about that. Don't forget the show is at 6 a.m. every Wednesday now on all platforms. Monday, I will actually have a gear review out. So that would be in the past, so that doesn't work. So if you haven't checked out any of the gear reviews,
Go check out
those
it now.
out. Go backwards in time. But going to try to start doing that. Hopefully, if I can, every Monday, if not every other Monday. I plan to have a gear review on the channel as well. It'll be under the gear review section of the channel. And I am Chief Redbeard. Billy.
Nico.
All right, and that does it for us today. Thank you guys once again. Comment, like, subscribe, all the good stuff, and we will see you next week. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. Air guitar out. Woo.